and then bring us in.
All right.
I don't know. Go.
Okay. Welcome to Fireside Breakdowns. I'm Robin.
And I'm John.
On this show, we break down some of the most controversial, complex, and even polarizing topics facing our society. We use honest, good faith analysis backed by research to form our conclusions, and we promise to skew our bias toward what can be factually supported and make it clear when we're giving our opinion versus speaking about actual research.
We're human. We have blind spots and personal biases, and they will show up sometimes. But the goal of this isn't to show, nope, the goal of this show isn't to convince you to see things our way. We want to give everyone a foundational understanding of these complicated topics and present the most truthful information available so that we can discuss and address these issues in a thoughtful, beneficial way.
We talk about some pretty heavy stuff on this show, and we tackle topics that might feel polarizing. But we do that because we have an important goal in mind. We want to change the way that people have hard conversations. And we think that we can do that using research and discussion to create common understanding. And since you're here, we hope that you want the same thing.
So, we suggest getting comfortable and maybe having a good drink on hand as we work through this stuff. Welcome to our fireside. All right. So, let's get to it. What are we talking about? In August of last year, August 2022, a search turned up some 300 classified documents stored in former President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure this is your first time hearing about it.
Never heard about it.
I know, crazy. A flurry of conversation, speculation, and denial followed. We'll get into some more specifics on that. And many of us were a bit flabbergasted at the audacity of the situation. That is true. I am one of us. I was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in January of this year, 2023, outlets began reporting that classified documents had been found at the Penn Biden Center, presumably from Biden's time as vice president. Again, conversation and speculation, even comparison and finger pointing. And then, just as the proverbial world was debating the differences between the two situations, reports surfaced that classified documents had also been found at Mike Pence's home in Indiana.
Yeah. And at that point, I think is when I texted John saying, it cannot possibly be that easy to misplace classified documents, can it? Like, what the heck is going on? Why is this all happening at one time? And as you can imagine, the answer was a very cagey international man of mystery style. It's complicated. And if you've been listening to this podcast for any time at all, you know that those are magic words of sorts around here, transforming a conversation into an episode topic. So this week, we are here to break down the situation just a little bit more and discuss how this might have happened. Obviously, like we say how it might have happened because we don't know how exactly it happened. And then we'll talk about the differences between the situations and how we can know who might have committed an actual crime.
Now, if all of this sounds a little like deja vu, we get it. We did cover this topic fairly generally back in September in our From the Headlines episode on the Espionage Act. And while we spent most of that episode talking about the Espionage Act itself, why it was created, why it's actually kind of controversial, some notable cases that were prosecuted under the act, we did talk about how it might apply to Donald Trump in light of the discoveries at Mar-a-Lago. However, it's been a few months and there's new information to add in there. We're also going to focus more on the document situation this time. And sure, there may be a little overlap, but we promise we'll keep that to a minimum, hopefully.
Right. Okay, so I think we have to start the whole conversation with my original question. How exactly does something like this happen?
All right, so as we get into this, I think it pertinent to get real about the nature of classified materials and how and why things actually become classified. Now, broadly speaking, the U.S. government classifies information to protect national security interests, but that's kind of a no-brainer, right? Like, it's like saying we eat chocolate because it's chocolate. Duh. Practically, This refers to information that might cause damage to the United States or its interests, domestic and abroad. So more commonly, or most commonly, people imagine that this means information about like military plans and weapon systems and intelligence activities and diplomatic communications or aliens.
And yeah, information in all of those categories can be and is classified, even information about aliens. But there's also a world of mundane minutia that gets classified. Things like employee reviews or menus or administrative things like ordering office supplies. I found an old declassified document about people taking home the Coke bottles from the vending machine in the 1960s, like, and it had to be declassified, right? Classified information isn't all sexy and mysterious all of the time. In fact, probably what 90% of the time, it's really just boring.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go online and read some old declassified documents and guarantee you your disappointment will be immeasurable and your day will be ruined.
It's it is painful, really, honestly. It is painful. Um, Really quick, there are three levels of classification. They are top secret, secret, and confidential. Allow us to define these in order of ascending intrigue, mystery, and just film noir sexiness.
Yes.
Which is a reliable metric that we should all use. Confidential information, that level of classification, is the least intriguing or mysterious. There is zero sexy here. This information, it could reasonably be expected to cause damage to national security should it be disclosed without authorization. But we're talking things that might cause like a diplomat to be embarrassed if it became public, or dinner plans you don't want to like reveal the time and place that important people are going to be eating, or maybe information about like generic law enforcement activities or plans. But by and large, you will finish reading something classified as confidential and go, okay, but why was this classified?
Okay, so beyond that, we move up to level two, and that is secret information. Somewhat intriguing, sufficiently mysterious. This is girl next door or shirtless guy in typically non-shirtless places, but you're not mad about it. Sexy. This one naturally turns up the heat just a little bit. This information could cause some serious damage to national security if it's disclosed without authorization. This is the level where you'll be more likely to find information about military plans or intelligence activities, vulnerabilities in infrastructure, diplomatic communication, and so on. But still, seriously, the bulk of this information will be relatively boring to the average reader. You'll walk away going, that was something. I'm not sure what, but it was something.
And then there's top secret information. Much intriguing. Such mysterious. Wow. This is like Femme Fatale or Pool Boy or Magic Mike or Hugh Jackman in a comfy knit sweater with the sleeves rolled up slightly, offering you a warm confection and cozy drink, telling you to relax. Dinner is almost ready and the kids are doing their homework quietly. Tell me about your day. Levels of sexy. This is this is what you're looking for. The real secrets, like classified. This is the information that could reasonably be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to national security. And I love this definition. That's the actual definition. Exceptionally grave damage to national security. The US government isn't really prone to using flowery or descriptive language or hyperbole, but exceptionally grave always strikes me as so dramatic, and I don't know why. I think it's just like the use of the word grave.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Now, to be fair, that's not an inaccurate description either. More like this is where you're going to find information about highly sensitive military or intelligence operations, like planning to take down the leader of a terrorist organization or something like that, or sensitive foreign government activities or documents about the US nuclear program. Like, you'll finish reading that and you'll probably say, I have no idea what this is about, but it sounds serious. And I mean, it's designed like that on purpose. And then there's above top secret. Yeah. You've seen it in every tacky Hollywood movie ever. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't exist. Like, really, top secret. Top secret is where it ends. And that's why it's top secret. Now, there are additional controls that can be added to the classification, and they further restrict who can access the information, but they aren't increasing the classification level at all. It's just like more narrowly defining it. So yeah. I will say, while you unmute, one of my favorite things that I've ever learned is that in NATO, their maximum level of classification is called cosmic top secret, and that makes me very happy.
That's kick ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We need to get a cosmic top secret level. Somebody needs to start a change.org petition. I'm sure that the United States government will listen to us if we do that.